Greetings from China. Hello everyone. Welcome to join us in this live streaming from Xinhua News Agency. My name is Zhang Xinyi. We're now at Qufu, a city from northeast Shandong province. This city is well known for being home to a worldwide famous thinker, philosopher, as well as educator, Confucius. Actually, we're now standing inside the architecture which was built in memory of him, the Confucius Museum. Having taken 5 years to complete, this museum started opening to public last year. It covers 55,000 square kilometers. It is quite large, right? And this museum consists of 17,000 square meter display area, including sections on the life and as well as the wisdom of Confucius and the influence on Chinese and world civilizations. We're now at the 3rd floor of this building. Maybe you couldn't see the whole picture of this architecture, but you can imagine through the height of this floor and also the layout of this floor how big this building and architecture is. Today, we're here because we heard there is a quite interesting activity going on there, Drawing Book Festival. Let's go and find it out. Actually, Drawing Book Festival is a bit confusing, but it actually comes from a real ancient Chinese tradition. Actually, in ancient China, especially in the southern part of China, where the weather could be pretty humid and damp, it is easy for books to get damaged. And the words and characters may be blurred, and also the pages may be broken because of it get bitten by bugs. So ancient Chinese people, they tried to dry the book under the sun to prevent all these problems. It grew to become a popular activity in the circle of ancient Chinese scholars. Since Chinese people respected knowledge and respected the learned people, this tradition had been more popularized. However, today's Drawing Book Festival is more about the raising awareness of the public and try to urge the public to get involved into the protection of the ancient books. The exhibition of those ancient books could help people realize the importance of the protection of those precious materials. Now we are watching the exhibition of the precious materials and ancient books from Confucius Museum. Many precious, valuable books are on display. And they are all in the original version, which are, of course, quite rare. We can see many kinds of books from various dynasties of in China's history here, and they are all in the original version. And they are all well preserved, and we can see clearly the words and character on these ancient books. And now, this book we're seeing is from the Song Dynasty, which could date back to more than 1,000 years ago. It is hard to believe the original version in that time could be well preserved in the condition like this. And we can see every character is totally clear and not a single page is getting broken. And there are also some rare editions of the ancient books from Ming and Qing dynasties here, and they are all from hundreds of years ago. And we can see there are tons of loads of books around us in the wall. And it is designed by one of the most famous architects in China, Wu Liangyong. And the room which holds the exhibition is called Shixige. It comes from a very, very beautiful sentence from the book of Analects of Confucius, which encourages people to learn and to explore. The sentence goes, "It is indeed a pleasure to acquire knowledge, and as you go on acquiring, to put into practice what you have acquired." So there are still a lot of books. We can see the special design by the great architect Wu Liangyong. And before we march on to the next section, I would like to invite Mr. Yang Jinquan, the Vice Curator of Confucius Museum, to talk more about this special festival. Hi, Mr. Yang Jinquan. Please say hi to our audience.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Confucius Museum. I'm glad to introduce some about the drawing books. As you know, as a tradition of drawing books is an important feature in Chinese traditional culture. It begins in Han Dynasty, which could date back to more than 2,000 years ago, and got developed in Wei and Jing dynasties. And in Ming and Qing dynasty, it became even more popular. In the history, in Chinese long history, there are a large number of historical materials recording about the activity of drawing books. For Chinese scholars, the drawing books, the activity, is not only to draw books, it's a kind of display, as well as a sort of sharing. So for Chinese scholar, drawing books is a special festival. So we can call it drawing books festival. Today, the activity of drawing books has many cruel, realistic meanings. For example, such exhibition of our museum collection of ancient books. It can improve people's the connection and awareness of protecting ancient books and developing their interest in Chinese traditional culture and reading their histories. Of course, it can improve to inherit the civilization information of Chinese history, culture in the ancient book in a better way.
Thank you, Mr. Yang Jingquan. This is a quite vivid explanation of this festival and our Chinese traditional culture and our traditional ancient books culture. So we can see this ancient books culture comes from, they has a long history, but today's the festival is more about the raising the recognition and awareness of people to protect the ancient books and trying to get them involved into some activities to protect ancient books. Just to say, if you are watching our video, feel free to comment and maybe you will have a nice conversation with somebody who is also watching this video. So the next stop, we will see what methods are adopted to protect the ancient books and make it the well-preserved conditions like we just saw. Okay, let's find out. So we invite Ms. Xu Ran, the Deputy Director of Techniques and Protection Department of this museum, to introduce to us how the ancient books are preserved and protected. Hi, Ms. Xu Ran. Please say hi to our audience.
Hi, everyone.
那您给我们稍微介绍一下，就是我们这个修复古籍它的一个意义所在，或者说它的一个过程是怎样的
？Okay, now, as we all know, the restoration techniques have been developing, and our goal is to protect the precious culture, the precious culture China's 然后
Actually, Ms. Xu Ran is trying to tell us the meaning of protecting the ancient books and trying to get the advanced techniques involved into this whole process of protection. 那您再给我们稍微介绍一下，就是我们修复古籍的整个过程，大概是怎样的呢？
首先呢，我们拿到一本古籍之后呢，是要对它进行一个整体的病害的评估，然后呢，根据这个病害呢，我们制定相应的修复技术路线。
Okay, when getting a damaged ancient book, the first thing needed to do is to take photos to record the types of problem, whether it is caused by moles or insects or something else, and establish a record for this book then to use proper methods to repair it. 好，那您能给我们介绍一下这位修复师傅他现在在具体做什么呢？
他现在进行的步骤呢，就是对这个书页啊进行展平，完全展平之后呢，对缺失的部分进行一个补全的工作。
Now we're seeing the restorer is trying to fix these broken pages, and he's trying to fill it up for making it a full page. 那除了这个破损的情况，我们还会遇到一些其他的情况，比如说霉斑这种情况下，我们怎么修复它呢？
如果大家可以看到上面其实有零星的霉斑存在啊。遇到这种情况呢，我们会用75%的酒精溶液，用棉棒蘸取溶液，对这个霉斑的部分呢进行轻轻的擦拭。这是我们目前最为有效、最为快捷、最为方便的一种去除局部霉斑的这种方式和方法。
You can see the restorer is trying to fix the pages damaged by the moles, and when the pages are damaged by the moles, in this case, the restorer will wipe the spot very gently with a cotton swab moistened with an alcohol solution, and this method can effectively remove moss in small areas. 那我看到就是我们旁边摆放了一些这个家谱，您能过去给我们展示一下吗？ And here we can see some materials and books finished the restoration. And please, Miss Xu can show us about this.
对，这是我们修复完成的孔夫档案里面的一个家谱的部分大家可以看到它是这个。
You can see this page. We have been done all the work of reparation. They are all fresh new.
对，我们修复的时候，它的这个书线呢已经断裂了，我们就把它取下来，存档留存，然后呢重新对它进行了一个书线的这个线装的装订。
You can see that we have repaired the moth-eaten part, and also repaired the several missing pages.
然后呢，内部大家可以清楚的看到有很多虫蛀的现象，我们对它也进行了对虫蛀的部分呢也进行了修补。
And we also repaired the book line and make it archived.
还有就是对于遭朽严重的部分缺失严重的部分，我们对它进行了一些背衬脱表的这个修复的方法，对它进行了修复。
And also to the pages broken and to the pages getting decayed, we also take some advanced techniques to make it repaired. 那我们对于这个修复的整个的技术，现在主要是现代的技术有哪些呢？
以前呢，就是我们是通过像晒书节的这样的时候呢，去就是把书拿出来晾晒，对它进行一个就是驱虫除霉的这么一个保护的效果。现在呢，我们有很多其他的科技的保护方式，比如说用环氧乙烷呀，用这个氮气还有用75%的酒精达到一些除霉除虫的效果。
In ancient China, people tried about the techniques we adopted in the restoration process. In ancient China, people used to dry the book under the sun to prevent all the problems the book may get. But today, there are nutrients for pest control, ethylene oxide fumigation, and disinfection, and also the 75 alcohol to remove the mold and to repel the insect. And next part, there is another very intriguing part of this activity. And we all know we have a long history in China, and we have sort of various kinds of artworks, and stone rubbing picture is one of them. Now let's check it out and get real experience. We invited the Miss Jiang Aihua to show us the whole process of making a beautiful stone rubbing picture. 我们现在就是您给我们介绍一下整个的这个做拓印的一个过程。首先第一步是怎样的呢？
首先第一步呢，这个拓片先清理刻石，把刻石上的污渍先清理干净。如果拓片上沾染了污渍，会影响拓片的整个的品质。然后第二步就是焖纸，把纸放到清水里，然后让纸的纤维在水的浸润下得到舒展。第三步
Okay, the first step is to clean the stone and to make sure there is no stains. Otherwise, it will pollute the rubbing picture and it will affect the quality of the rubbing. 那第二步是什么呢？ So she is going to tell us the second step.
第二步是焖纸，我们把折好的纸放在清水里，让纸的纤维在水的浸润下得到充分的舒展。这是第二步。
Okay, the second step is to soak the paper, which is needed before the rubbing gets started, so that the fibers of the paper can be totally stretched under the water. 那您再给我们讲讲第三步。
第三步的话就是上纸，我们用中砂反复的烧纸入凹，然后让纸和这个刻石充分的贴合在一起。
Okay, the second step is to clean the stone with water and brush the paper on the stone, and also brush it several times with the tool to make the paper and the stone fully fit.
第四步的话，我们就要上墨了。上墨的时候，首先拓跋要均匀。
The fourth step is about inking. The key point of inking is you have to be careful about the color.
在纸干到7、8成干的时候就可以上墨了，就这样。
And wait the paper to dry, and you give the paper some small taps like this.
这个过程可以重复3到4遍、5遍都可以。
And this process will be back and forth 3 or 4 times in a row.
这样上出来的墨色比较均匀。
And then you can make sure you get a beautiful rubbing stone picture.
第5步就是起纸了。现在我做的这一步就是起纸了。
And the final step is to pick up the paper and make it a full artwork. And you have to be very patient and very careful in this step. And maybe sometimes you need the aid of some water. You have to make it
时间长有点干了，现在喷点水可以接下来。
Okay. Now we can see this might be a little bit dry, so we have to use some water to make it more easy to get it up.
完整的拓片就算完成了。
Okay, now we can see the whole picture we get now is the full rubbing stone picture, and it is very beautiful and it's quite complete and finished. We can see this is a picture about Confucius. And as we said in the first... Oh, there is some problem, but it's okay. So we can see it's quite careful. You have to be careful about the whole process. Very gentle. to make it slow and gentle, to pick up the paper. Water is always needed.
这样就算制作完成了。
Okay, then the whole picture is finished. And we can see the picture, on the picture there, this is kind of a portrait of Confucius. And Confucius is the most famous Chinese thinker and philosopher. And he has a lot of students, and his thoughts and his words and sentences are still being used by Chinese people. And the Chinese people admired him as the guiding teacher of our life, and also in our daily conduct of the work, and also treating families and friends. His words is actually the guideline of Chinese people's conduct in the daily life. So today we take a pleasant tour around this amazing museum, which is located in Qufu, northeast Shandong province. And this museum is about the great thinker and philosopher, as well as educator, Confucius. Hope you enjoy our tour today, and hope you enjoy the traditional Chinese culture experience. And my name is Zhang Xinyi from Xinhua News Agency. I will see you guys around.
Спасибо.